Hey everybody, welcome to One Flight Down Basement Beer Tastings. Today we are going to look at a couple of beers from the Strathcona Brewing Company in Vancouver, BC. This is the 50th episode I've done of this show. I kind of just realized as I was prepping to do it. I've done over 50 videos. I've got a number of YouTube shorts that I don't count. I've got a homebrew series, which I kind of don't count as part of the Basement Beer Tasting series. So there's, you might look at my videos and see there are more than 50, but this is officially episode 50. And with these videos, I try to do usually 2 or more beers, either focused on a specific brewery or on a theme. Once in a while I'll do just one, but usually I do more. There might be more instances in the near future where I go to doing just one beer per episode, especially if I'm starting to get into breweries that I've covered before. That first time around, get more into what the brewery itself is all about. But in some cases, I've done that already, so just cut to the chase and have the beer. This is what I'm doing. Today's one I haven't done before. Also, I just want to say this is the first episode of this I've done in probably about a month, maybe more than that by the time I cut this and put it, get it posted. I took a few weeks off. I'm gonna say, this is like a job. It's not a job. I don't make any money doing this. Occasionally people give me beer. That's not enough to make a living. But no, I had to take some time off from doing the show for the last little while. Was involved with the Winnipeg Fringe Theatre Festival. So it's a big event that I've been a part of for most of my adult life. I think this was my 27th year in a row being a part of this in one form or another. And I had a couple productions as part of this theater festival, and that was obviously taking up a lot of time with rehearsals and promotion and all that kind of stuff, on top of doing the actual performances. So that kind of took me out of it for a little while. I kind of toyed with maybe doing I was going to maybe do a live on site One Flight Down, but it wasn't like I was exactly having exciting beer during this time. The festival beer sponsor is Sleeman's. Sleeman's is a fine beer. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not exciting in any way. So I had no real epiphanies that I had to jump up and, oh my god, this Sleeman's beer was so good, I have to talk about it. But I'll probably do a Sleeman's episode in the near future. I feel like I'm kind of slamming him here. It's not my intent. It's just that, it's just explaining why there hasn't been a video for a little while. And then, of course, after the festival, I got hit with COVID and had been sick for a week. I'm kind of just over it now, just getting over it now, and I feel like I can do this. So we'll see how this goes. So far, my sense of taste, smell seems to be fine. I'm hearing that is an after effect for a lot of people. Hopefully that doesn't happen here, because that's not going to make for very good beer tasting videos when I can't actually taste them. Before I get to beer, one more thing, just jumping back to the Fringe Festival, I have to give a shout out to one of my faithful viewers, Carl Ekstrand, who was performing in a production at the festival as well, and apparently was wearing a One Flight Down t-shirt as part of his costume. He did more promotion of One Flight Down apparently during the festival than I did, so that's kind of but no, thank you very much for doing that, Carl. The only promotion I really did was walking around all the time with my industrial strength One Flight Down beer cozy, which is really I just put a sticker on my Torque Brewing Yeti. This thing was great though. There were some extremely hot days, kept my beer nice and cold. And from a distance, a lot of people thought I had, like, actually got Yetis made with the one flag down logo. Not quite there with my budget yet. All right, we should get down to trying a beer, shouldn't we? But by the way, you can actually order these stickers, and you can stick them on your own Yeti or whatever else you want. We also have t-shirts, obviously. You could be just like Carl and wear one on stage or wherever you want. We have hoodies, we have all kinds of stuff. We actually have a couple new designs out there as well. And I'll leave the link to my brother's Redbubble site, Johnny McKenzie. He's the guy who did the logo and creates all the variations on the design and everything. It's his Redbubble site. You can order shower curtains, coasters, whatever you want right from there. So check that out. All right, so first up today from, as I said, the Strathcona Brewing Company. This is Big Sexy Funk. It's an India Pale Ale, Big Sexy Funk. That's how I felt when I had the COVID. No, not really. There's nothing big and sexy about it. It was funky in all the wrong ways, but no. Big Sexy Funk. Here we go. 5.5% alcohol. Ooh, that's got a bit of activity on that shaklook there. Let's find. I don't have any officially branded Strathcona beer brewing glassware, so I'm just going to go from this glass from the keg, which I did not steal from the keg, but I don't know. Somebody might have. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it was not stolen by anyone anywhere ever. Edit? Maybe. Okay, here we go. Let's pour this out. It's pretty, well, let me get this here. Sorry, it's been a while. You need to see the pour, right? That's pretty light in color. Actually, almost like a white beer in a way. At least that's what I'm seeing on the screen. What am I getting in real life here? Yeah, it's very hazy, but a very pale, like pale color. It looks a lot like a wheat beer, but it is a hazy IPA. Oh, it's a very very strong on the citrus notes on the nose for sure. Yes. What can I tell you about this? Well, I just let it settle just a little bit there. It is a dry, hazy IPA with citrus accents and fresh tropical fruit aroma and taste. Brewed with Pilsner malts and flaked oats, featuring Azacca, Citra. Let me try that again. Featuring Azacca, Citra, and Simcoe hops. And if I didn't mention already, it is the Strathcona Beer Company, located in Vancouver, BC. I think when I initially was going to do this, I thought that Strathcona would have been out of Edmonton, but I think I'm just always thinking of the old Strathcona area of Edmonton. So I just kind of assumed that's where it was, but it's from Vancouver, BC. So not the first BC beer that we featured on this show. We've had Driftwood Brewing on here before, Steamworks. Yeah, there's a lot of great breweries out in BC, and some going back like way before the craft beer craze began. Like I remember going to Vancouver in the 90s and getting to taste some really good stuff out there. Great variety that we weren't getting here in the prairies anyway at that point in time. So anyway, on the nose, as I said, yeah, quite citrusy. Yeah, it says tropical fruit aromas on the can. Yeah, mostly getting like citrus notes. Which I guess would that be tropical? I guess when I think tropical, I think like pineapple, that kind of thing. But anyway, let's go in for a sip. Okay. The citrusy notes are not as strong in the taste as they are in the smell. It took me a couple sips to get the citrus note in there, but it is there. Uh, it's it's I think it was 5% alcohol, 5.5, and it definitely has like, yeah, it tastes like a fairly strong IPA, which I guess 5.5 isn't that strong, but it's got a pretty strong IPA taste. I don't think it says anything in here about the IBUs, but I definitely feel the bitterness on my tongue and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, not as citrusy as I was expecting. Just based on what I was getting on the nose. So maybe body wise a little more like a carbonated feel to it than I was expecting. Like a small bubble kind of carbonation, if that makes sense. Almost like a champagne kind of a feel, right? Like not like a big gassy beer kind of a feel, but more like that what you would get with like a sparkling wine or something. That's definitely the mouth feel anyway. But yeah, that's not too bad. Again, I've never had anything from this brewery before, so I'm gonna check out their website right now and see what I can find out about them. Okay, they've got, yeah, I like the can designs they've got. They've got a pretty distinct look with that very, very simple Strathcona logo, and then just some kind of funky designs and stuff. Let's see how many beers they've got in their lineup. Oh, they got tons of stuff here. This Love Buzz Peach Pineapple Sour sounds interesting. Mosaic Pale Ale is the next one we're trying. Here's the Big Sexy Funk. I want to see if it gives any kind of note on IBUs. 55 IBUs. So yeah, pretty hoppy. I find the name kind of interesting too, because I would have thought Big Sexy Funk. I thought it would maybe be more of a like a funk taste, like a that you'd associate more with, say, like farmhouse saison, something along those lines. IPAs aren't usually very funky, and this really isn't. So I find that just because funk as a word that I'm starting to see used more as a descriptor for some kinds of beers, I'm surprised to see it in the name of this one. But yeah, I don't know. It's got nothing to do with being funky in taste. It's just Big Sexy Funk. So as I said, it just says it's a straight up India Pale Ale. It doesn't say that it's a hazy IPA, but that's definitely the appearance. But it does, yeah, like even though it's got some definite tropical notes in there, it's not quite as the fruitiness of it doesn't pop out like a lot of hazy IPAs do. And I'm such a big fan of that style of beer, especially in the summertime. Just like a really juicy, fruity IPA. I really enjoy that. This is a little more bitter than that. Again, it's not bad beer at all. But it's not my favorite in this style. But would I have it again? Sure. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. All right, next up, also from the Strathcona Brewing Company, beautiful. That's like the most BC thing ever, right? Beautiful, man. It's beautiful. But it is, look, that is pretty nice artwork, right? Whereas this is, this for the dance floor, right? Big Sexy Funk. This is beautiful. Beautiful. What is it? It's a Mosaic Pale Ale. It is 5% alcohol. Let's click this and see what happens next. So definitely a clearer beer than the last one. Darker color too. This is a little more of a like a deep kind of a deep yellow. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this really is pretty standard looking beer color. It's very, very clear. Look how clear that is. Look at that. You can see my whole face through there, can't you? Yeah. Hey everybody. Hey, look at me. Okay, but yeah, it's very clear. It almost looks, it's a little darker in color, but almost like a light beer, like just a basic lager is what it looks like. But it's not, because it is, as I said, a Mosaic Pale Ale. But it's just got that kind of, this just looks like a nice basic beer. Nice white fluffy head. Not much on the nose. Give it a swirl here, but yeah, there's not much on the nose at all. So let's give this a try. I'm not gonna check out what kind of hops are on here yet or anything. I'm just gonna try it out and we'll see from there. I know I'm confusing y'all with the third sip this time. This one has a bit of a juicier flavor than the last one. So what's in here? It is a light, refreshing... Words are hard, apparently. It is a light, refreshing pale ale with a base of Pilsner and caramel malt. It is a light, refreshing pale ale with a base of Pilsner and caramel malt. It is a light, refreshing pale ale with a base of Pilsner and caramel malts, hopped with Mosaic, Simcoe, and Amarillo hops. Beautiful. Got a little bit more of like a fruitier flavor than the last one, even though I didn't see like anything in that in the description. Yeah, it's quite light-bodied, much lighter-bodied than the previous one, than the Big Sexy Funk. Not as hoppy. Little more refreshing. Like this isn't, going to scare people off who aren't into IPAs and that kind of thing. Although there's still a bit of a bitterness to it. Like, what do we have here? It's still 30 IBUs, so yeah, it's still pretty hop forward. It's not bad. It's it feels like it's lacking something. Yeah, it's just that the flavors aren't very bold at all, right? It's like kind of just a muted IPA in a way. But the light body of it is very nice. That to me says a little more like like a good summer IPA. But as again, I'm a big IPA fan. I like hoppy beers. And yeah, this one's not jumping out as being like super exciting for me, but it's not bad. It's pretty decent. I would have it again. Again, this would be a really nice one on a hot day outside, I think. And I would certainly try some more from Strathcona in the near future. If anyone out there is like a big fan of any of their products specifically that you think I should try, just let me know in the comments down below, and I certainly would try those out. So yeah, I do have some more shows planned for the near future. I've got some different things planned. I'm not going to say what they are in case they don't quite come together, but I've got some episodes coming up in the near future that I am pretty excited about. So I hope to get to those pretty soon. And yeah, thanks for stopping by the Terry Isle Basement Pub. We hope to see you all here again in the near future. Take care, my friends. Cheers.